the big news is that I've actually started a Substack. So hello and welcome to the vlog. We're trying out something a little bit new here. Not something you've never seen before, but you've never seen it quite like this. I am in the spare room downstairs, the room next door to the studio, and I am sitting in front of my screen that looks a whole lot better now than it did a week ago. And all of that is thanks to something that I have right here, a little bag. Have a look at this. Didn't really know these existed until the other day when I bought one. It's a vertical iron, and yeah, you fill it up with water in here, you plug it in with this bit, and then you steam away. And as you can probably tell, it's not perfect yet, but it is so much better, the backdrop cloth behind me, than it was before, that it's usable. Like, it's not as perfect as I'd like it, but it's usable. And if I was using the green screen that's behind the grey screen that's behind me, the amount of rippling that you can see here, that would be completely fine with the green screen. So I'm really happy. A small investment into a piece of technology that's probably quite old school has got me back on the road with this space. And part of the reason is to be able to do this kind of sitting down, talking to camera thing, sort of studio thing that's not green screen, because sometimes you don't want a green screen for various reasons that are boring, and I won't go into here. And on the subject of being boring and not wanting to go into it on here on the vlog, I want to talk about a new project that I've started in the last couple of weeks, and a big shout out and a big thanks to my brother Dave for encouraging me to do this. And he's someone who, while not being completely honest with me, has expressed that sometimes you've seen it before on the vlog and it doesn't make it the most interesting viewing. And in an attempt to not be like that, I've started doing something else. And again, he was sort of the driving force behind this, because he started it himself over a year ago. And if you watched our 500 vlogs chat that we had, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because we did talk about it there. It's not a huge secret. The big news is that I've actually started a Substack, and the Substack is to talk about the work that I do with the writing, recording of music, helping produce music, particularly church music in the former Yugoslavia. And if you want to know why I have framed it like that, you could download the Substack app on your phone. You could find the Maci Studio Files, which is the name of my Substack, and the article that went out earlier this week, 7 days before this vlog came out, is called Why Am I Talking About Yugoslavia? And it explains my rationale for that framing. So I wanted to take a little bit of time in this vlog just to say, look, I'm doing this. It's not for everybody, but it is for people who do want to understand a little bit more some of the thought on why I'm doing the sort of work I'm doing with the studio, the sort of songwriting that's going on there, the sort of projects I'm involved in producing. If you want to know a little bit more on the technical side of what actually it means to do that in what is, if we're honest, a very DIY kind of environment here. This is not a professionally built studio where such things exist, where people who really know about acoustics and something come in and build a space and you create in that space. It's a space I've created myself to create professionally or to a professional standard. If you want to sort of get a bit more backstory into some of the challenges or the struggles involved in doing that, some of the creative thinking that has to go on just to create a space that you can use, and I'm going to talk about that. If you want to know more about the whole context of the region, particularly like the state of Protestant Christianity in churches, particularly in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where Rowan and I are, but also in the countries that I'm increasingly in contact with, which at the moment is mostly also Croatia, a little bit Serbia. We're actually going to be going to Montenegro next month, the month after next, to play at an event there, and so that'll be the first time, not the first time in Montenegro, but the first time going there to do something connected with the church. And so that's exciting. So these kind of connections across the region are growing, and if you want to understand how that all fits together, then that would be a place to kind of dig in and read more and engage in that. And I think we're doing some really exciting stuff. I don't want that to be the boring bit in the vlog where it's just me in the same space talking apparently about the same thing over and over again. I want to be able to give it some proper context and really sit and think about what we're trying to communicate and how does that all fit together as a picture of everything that's going on. And it does feel like Substack's a really good place to do that. The other bonus is that I wrote a book which I've talked a little bit about on the vlog, not loads. It's called Sing a New Song, Why We Need New Songs and How You Can Start Writing Them. And I'll also be sharing excerpts from the book on the Substack as well. So if you want to sort of ease into understanding even more of my thinking about the kind of music we need to make, which I don't feel as a Christian is just the sort of music that we sing in church on a Sunday or whenever we meet. I think there's all sorts of music we should be creating for our church life, but also for individuals and for communities and things that we're part of. And all of that is explained in the book. And so that will kind of be released through Substack or shared on Substack as part of the whole Maci Studio Files. So that is really what this week's vlog is about. It's an advert going, hello, I finally listened to my little brother and I'm writing a Substack. I'm posting the sort of main articles I'm writing every Monday, and then every Thursday I'm releasing an excerpt from the book. That's how it's starting off at the moment. So if you're at all interested in that, do subscribe to the Maci Studio Files, and yeah. So that's it. That's the end of the vlog. Thanks very much for watching. Do us a big thumbs up for now on Substack, and do leave a comment and question if you want to know more. Remember that together we do adventure, and we'll see you next time.